Thank you so much for joining me today. Why don't we go ahead with you introducing yourself?
Hey, thank you. I just want to first thank you at Weber State and the Walker Institute for doing this. I think the biggest thing about campaigns is getting the information out and the democracy that we need to be able to share with the rest of the public. So thanks for doing this. I know that this is a heavy lift for all of you, so thank you. My name is Marcia White. I'm running for Ogden City Council. I'm in the at-large seat A position.
Okay.
Which means, just so you know, it means that it covers the entire city. So it's that's what it means.
Okay, thank you. Why do you want to be an Ogden City Council person?
Man, that is a great question. You know, I go back to a couple of things. First of all, when I first ran, I ran on a few things, and they still hold true today. Investing in our vibrant and growing community, supporting our public health and safety and our first responders, and then advocating for excellence in governance. You know, I've been on both sides. I'm lucky enough to have had a job where I've been on the administrative side and the legislative side. And so knowing that and understanding the nuances about local government has really helped. And I believe that I am a great council member right now, and I would like to continue to do that. One of the things we talk about is advocating for excellence in governance. And I always say that this isn't the sexy stuff. This isn't the, wow, we got a road built or something. It's the stuff that makes the city run. So for instance, one of the things that we have been doing is like the 5-year strategic plan, or setting a 5-year financial plan in motion. And even with a new capital improvement process plan. And so a lot of times I get asked the question, why can't government be more like businesses? Well, we're trying to be as close to a business and do the things that businesses do, like budgeting for futures and financial plans and doing strategic plans. And so, yeah, I want to continue to do that same work that I've been doing.
Okay, thank you. What is the biggest challenge facing Ogden City right now, and what is your proposed solution?
So let me just say, I always kind of chuckle when people ask this question, because, you know, promising is easy, but governing is hard. And I call it the puppies and rainbows kind of syndrome, where, you know, if I just promise you those things, it will happen, but that's not true. Governing is really hard when you talk about governing for all the people in the community. You know, Ogden, I think for the most part, faces the same challenges that every single city across the state, across the country is facing. The broad spectrum housing, you know, trying to figure out growth and the transportation issues, and rebounding from COVID, and making sure that our businesses are staying afloat through this post-pandemic that we're coming out of. So I guess with that said, I also have to say that one of the interesting things is that city council members get to do 3 things. They get to set policy, they get to set budgets, and they get to do oversight. And a lot of times what happens is that we promise things that we don't even have the ability to do. So, you know, trying to figure out, you ask how we get it done. We get it done by setting policy for all of Ogden, not just a group or a small group of individuals. And how I'm going about that is looking at processes. And I think processes make it consistent, and I think processes make it transparent. We may not all agree on the process, and we may not all agree on how to get there, but at least it's consistent and transparent. Budgeting, obviously, you know, it gives us financial stability, and then making sure that we have the right people in the right place. So those are the 3 things that we get to do, and the challenges are going to be continue on. Obviously, post-pandemic, we've got some issues. I could name a lot more if we wanted to go forward. Drought, water, you know, those kind of things. So.
Hey, thank you. In what ways do you think the city council has been working well, and in what ways has it not? And then given your answer, what would you change?
So I'm just going to say experience matters. The vastness and the velocity of which we get information is coming to us at this at the speed of light at this point. Ogden obviously has had many accolades, and it's not because we're just sitting back. It's because we're growing and we're doing great things. And so the things that have been coming to us, we need to understand the past, and we need to understand the future and the vision of the future. I think it takes years to build that trust, and we have been able to build the trust with my other colleagues. And quite frankly, we've been able to have really hard conversations in an open public meeting. COVID actually did a really great thing for the council, and that was that it was opened it up to work sessions that are now on Zoom, and people can listen in. And if you listen in, we have those hard conversations in open public meetings. And so I think we're going to continue those, and hopefully through Zoom and Facebook and social media and all of that, people are more apt to be able to join. I don't know what the second part of your question was, but let me just say that I think that it has to do with how do we make it better? And that is we need more residents to have a voice. We just passed a $215 million budget, and we only had a few people responding to that budget. We need to hear those voices. I mean, we need to have those conversations with the community. And I don't know how to do that, but I think that that would be my, if I could change anything, I'd try to figure out how to do that going forward.
Okay, thank you. Do you have anything final you would like to add or say?
You're asking the wrong person, because I will talk all day. No, I just think that I go back to something that I said earlier, and that experience matters. And what happens is if you get people that want to take the city in a 180-degree different direction, it took years, if not decades, to get us to where we are able to do some of the economic development that we've got going on. And if you take and look and say, oh, we need to change that, then it's going to set us back. And so I think, if anything, I would like to say that, we need to continue with that and have somebody on there and on the council that understands.
Okay. Thank you so much, Marcia, for being here with me today. Thank you.
Thank you.